We've got several videos out there now on the little Colt 1911 railgun built by Walther. As you may know, Walther sent us that to do some testing and review work on. And through those videos, we've got a lot of questions on the specifications and features of this little pistol. And today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at the specifications and features of the Colt 1911 railgun in.22 built by Walther. So stick around.
Hey guys, I'm Riley Bowman with ConcealedCarry.com and the Concealed Carry Podcast.
Hi, this is Michael Sedini with Eagle Imports and Walk and Talk America.
Hey, this is Trey the Ghost Tactical, and you're watching my good friend the Tactical Leprechaun, CloverTac.
You are watching CloverTac.
And you're watching CloverTac.
What's up, crew? Welcome back to the channel. Without further ado, let's get over to the bench and let's take a look at this little 22 pistol built by Walther. Here we are on the bench. Going to take a look at the pistol first. We're going to run through our safety check. We've got the slide lock back. It is empty, of course. Magazine is clear. So now we can get started. And what we're looking at here is the Colt government model 1911A1 railgun. Chambered, of course, and 22 long rifle. I don't know if you can tell that or not. But, yeah, it is a rimfire, 22 long rifle. Licensed to be built and is built by Walther Arms. Now, there are three different models that Walther builds of this particular pistol. We're going to do some of the differences here in a second. I want to talk first about construction. And across all three models, this is going to be the same. Your slide here is going to be all aluminum. Your frame is going to be an aluminum alloy, and then all of your internals, your components, so to speak, that's going to be all steel. Now, with this particular model, the railgun, it does come in a Cerakoted FDE finish. But keep in mind that your other components, safety, slide release, slide lock, hammer, trigger, all of that stuff is a blued steel, and you're going to have to be careful and keep that stuff protected or whatever. It will potentially rust up on you if you're not careful. That said, for as long as I've had it so far, it has held up really good as far as the finish. I started getting a little bit of some surface rust and stuff like that here on the, like I said, the slide lock, and then on the hammer. A little bit of 4-aught steel wool, a little bit of lube, and buffed that out a little bit, and so it's fine now. But just a warning, that stuff is not Cerakoted, so you could have potential issues. Now, if we get to talking about the dimensions of these particular pistols, they're pretty doggone close to the size of a normal 1911. So, you know, if you shoot a normal 1911 in, let's say, 9mm, 45 ACP, you're looking for something that's going to be cheap on ammunition, cheap to get out on the range and plink with, and maybe practice. Maybe it's a competition thing, and it's just cheaper for you to work on transitions and things like that. This could certainly be a viable option, because the profile on it is really similar to that, like I said, of a full-size pistol. We are a little bit over 8.5 inches in length. Now, that is not counting the thread adapter here. And we'll talk about the thread adapter in just a minute. Also want to point out, with the magazines, these do only come with one magazine in the box. And depending on what version you get, depending on the state you live in, those are available in both a 10 and a 12 round magazine. Now, getting back to the barrel here, some of the models come with a thread adapter, some of them do not. Okay, so be mindful of that, and you may want to inquire with that dealer or supplier or whatever as to whether or not it comes with a thread adapter. This particular one that Walther sent me did not. Was not a huge deal. Thread adapter was about 15 bucks or so. And if you're planning on running this thing and you're not really planning on running it suppressed, you don't need the thread adapter. It does look cool having the thread adapter on it, I think, but obviously not necessary, and whether you have it or you don't, it really doesn't affect the function, reliability, or performance in this particular pistol. Now, all three of the models are going to have a 5-inch barrel. When I say all three of the models, they make a 1911A1 government model. They make this one, which is the railgun model, and then they also build the Gold Cup model. Now, the difference between the railgun model and the Colt Gold Cup model is the Gold Cup is going to have fully adjustable rear sights. Now, it's also worth noting that we were talking about the threaded barrel. All three models also have that threaded barrel. All three models are also going to have, obviously, your slide lock, your slide release there. They're going to have your thumb safety. They're going to have your grip safety. You're going to have your magazine release, all pretty standard stuff, and all of those are going to look the same pretty much across all three models. Where the Colt Railgun and the Colt Gold Cup differ from just the base model is going to be in a couple of different things. Again, we talked about the rail, obviously, as being a railgun. You're not going to have that on the Gold Cup or the standard model. However, on the Gold Cup, you are going to get the enhanced hammer, and you are going to get the skeletonized trigger. And another difference between this Colt Railgun model and the base model or the Gold Cup is with the railgun model. This is more of the quote-unquote tactical, I guess, version. And so you're going to have both front and rear serrations on the slide, whereas the base model and the Gold Cup only have the rear serrations. So there you go, crew. There's the specifications and features of the Colt 1911 railgun by Walther. If there's something in the video that we did not cover, by all means, drop those as questions in the comments below. Be happy to try to help you out. Want to take a minute again and thank Walther for sending us this little pistol to check out. Thanks for watching. Till next time, don't forget to chain fire freedom.